Two dudes with some balls, people. What's good? It is me, Nick Rose, recording. A little stuffy nose again. I've been sick twice in the past month, which is stupid. But we're here. If you're watching the video, I got a nice little November mustache going. Just filling it out. Don't let me around a little school. Probably should be said. Booth's here. Booth's always going to say hi. Eventually, he'll get to that. And we got another guest, the third guest ever on Two Dudes with Some Balls, Brody Magbeleta. Brody, please introduce yourself and say hi to our viewers.
What's up, everybody? My name's Brody. Just hanging out. Played baseball with Nick and Booth for a while back in the day.
Is there anybody you want to shout out on the show that you think would listen that's important to you?
Oh, man. Always got to shout out to parents. Not sure if they're going to listen to this, but you know what? Got to give them credit, you know?
Yeah, they made you. Booth, anybody you want to give credit to here tonight?
Just Brody for showing up, you know? It took me a second to find my mic, so that's why I didn't say what's up earlier.
Thank you for your time, first off, Brody. We didn't talk about that before, but this is awesome. Just having you.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. The more guests, the better. The more balls, the better. And I know Booth loves balls. I love balls, and hopefully you do, but we're really talking about football tonight. And we planned this one with you for a while about the mid-season point. We wanted to break down some awards. Let's start with the simple one. Not even an award. Let's just start here. Who's been your most impressive team now that we have a different set of voice on the podcast now through the first 9 weeks?
Honestly, the Cowboys are looking pretty good. I know they dropped that game yesterday against the Broncos.
Yeah.
I mean, you might just want to chalk that up as a bad game, but so far Dak has looked promising this season, and their defense isn't bad like it was last year.
Yeah. That was a fluke game for Dak, and I'll say that, but I think Denver's defense actually really good too. So,
yeah. Cardinals keep winning. They always find a way to win. So, I mean, they're looking good, but I kind of expected that. So, not too much of a surprise there, I guess.
You're not surprised by that?
Not really. I mean, Kyler Murray, third year-ish?
Yeah.
I don't remember, but yeah.
Man, there was a podcast. It was right before the NFL season or week 1, and I think me and Booth both just trashed the Cardinals. But yeah, no, you're right. Okay, that's fair. And so you go back on Dak really quick. Is that your easy comeback player of the year?
Maybe if he can keep it rolling, I think then yeah. I mean, he's got good wide receiver weapons, and he's got 2 good running backs he can throw to. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Both 2 really good receiving backs, and I don't know. They're definitely better this year. I thought they were going to be good anyway, so it's not like the end of the world. Dak is probably who I think I sent a text to my brother or someone not too long ago. I was like, yo, if you got money, put it on Dak to win comeback player of the year just after the first 2 weeks. I mean, the betting odds were already in his favor, but
I like Joe Burrow for that award.
He's starting to. I was going to say I just pulled him up actually. He's actually getting MVP credits now. He's in the race for that. I think what's going to hurt them is the 5-4 record right now.
Yeah, but I mean that's above expectation right now, and they're kind of cooled off as of late, but they can always turn it around. I know last week was another rough game for them, but
yeah, for the better award of comeback player of the year, yeah, Joe Burrow is starting to gain traction. I thought Nick Bosa before the year was probably going to make a better attempt at that, but these awards always go to quarterbacks or a skill position player, so it's Joe Burrow. Let's move on though. MVP around the room. Who wants to start?
Tom Brady. I said it a few weeks ago.
He's the favorite now.
So I'm loyal.
He's the favorite now.
Tom Brady.
Brody?
That's a pretty good pick, honestly. He just throws way too many touchdowns.
We have all the weapons in the world. It's easy to throw a touchdown.
Yeah.
Throws 50 passes a game too.
Man, imagine being him.
I can't.
Right. You can't, but that's pretty cool. I mean, he's double in life that I have, and he's just so much better than me. At my age or at our age, it's already way better. And then then he gets 22 more years of being way better than me. So that's cool. The GOAT, right? Yeah. Anyways, while I'm on this podcast really quick, because using the platform, I want to shout out the SIUE women's soccer team. Congrats on winning your second OVC tournament in a row. Play Notre Dame on Friday. Just a quick shout out to them. I don't know if any of them even listen to this, but I'm gonna try to be nice and pay my respects to where I'm at. But other than that, Booth, you like Tom Brady? I like no one. I like Tom Brady. I want to come up with someone different. I want to feel like Mahomes is going to come out here and like do something and like take over the MVP in the second half of the season. But each week with the Chiefs, it's getting worse for me.
Oh, for sure.
I
They're
mean,
Who was that?
disappointing.
Mahomes, the Chiefs.
Which one?
Oh, well, Jackson's MVP in my book. And that's, oh man, that dude, people connect him to everything that goes wrong with the Chiefs. And he has no control over the games. But I think it's so funny that there was like this one TikTok and it was like he danced and they lost. And it was like every time you post a video before the game, you dancing on the sideline, the Chiefs lose. Maybe your brother should tell you to shut the fuck up and like not dance before the games because then they win. He pulled out a stat. He's like, we're 3-0 when you didn't dance before the game.
I mean, Derrick Henry was looking really good for MVP, but he was also getting like 35 touches a game. So
that would have been who I probably would have picked at MVP was him.
I thought Brady just ignored that
I know Brady wants no part of the
perfect.
Jackson Mahomes stuff. He wants to talk football. He's here for business. Okay. Thank you for confusing me too, because I feel like we were about to go into a great deep dive in on the Chiefs and Mahomes, and you just totally ruined that. So I'm
glad you did, Brody.
Yeah. Not you. You ruined it. You brought up Jackson. I was going in for Patrick originally. That's what my focus was. I want to say
I didn't bring him up. I was just trying to clarify.
If you put money on Patrick Mahomes right now to win the MVP, that was weird. If you put money on Patrick Mahomes right now, the return on that would be actually really a good. I don't know what you call it. Return on investment. Would that be the right word? Buyout? No, buyout's when you get. You're the one of you two. You guys don't you both do business accounting?
I was leaving you out to dry.
I know you're smiling at me right now. I hate this. And Brody, Brody's still getting into the show, so he doesn't know what's going on yet.
I got nothing.
All right. Yeah. God, we're not helping the fans at all tonight. All right. Defense player of the year, Booth. Who you got?
I think you got to go Myles Garrett. We talked about it before. He's just been an absolute dominant force and just the heart and soul of that defense, and he's putting up crazy sacks. So I would put Myles Garrett as my favorite right now.
Huh. Brody, any comment on that one?
I mean, Myles Garrett's definitely the standout there, but got to show some respect to good old Bobby Wagner here.
Oh,
so many tackles.
He is a tackles beast. For how old he is and the fact that he hasn't really ever gotten those defense player of the year, like he led the league in tackles one year and didn't get it correct, and that was kind of crabby as a Seahawks fan. But defense player of the year, what about Trayvon Diggs? I mean, the corner's won it I'm pretty sure the past 2 years. And he's probably the best corner right now in terms of numbers wise. I'd probably go with him.
Yeah, he's pretty solid. I mean, he has a lot of picks, but he also gets burned at the same time.
That's what I was confused about. I wasn't watching the Cowboys defense nearly as much, and I'm never the one to really sit into a Cowboys game. And I was like hearing he's getting burnt, getting torched, and then I'm hearing he's getting picks, and I couldn't tell if people were like making fun of him for how much and just like countering it. I don't know, but yeah, he does get torched. He does get a lot of picks. So, but that's all that really matters. I mean, that's the hardest position on defense probably play those to be a defensive back.
Yeah, true.
No love, and then the taunting penalties that they get when they make a good play. No love. Booth, who's your rookie of the year? Or
I think it's really just a one-horse race right now. Jamar Chase.
Yep.
Well, that kind of rhymed.
That was hard. When's the album coming?
Never.
I'm hard.
Maybe next year.
Album. Sick. All right, Brody. Is that a consensus amongst the chat here tonight?
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe Mac Jones sneaks in there. Honestly, if the Bengals keep falling, the Patriots end up making a playoff spot. The AFC East is not determined yet, especially which it seemed like it was gonna be, but definitely after this week. Wow, the Bills are so banged up on the front on that offensive line. The defense is holding them in there, but it's not really excusable to get out physicaled by Jacksonville. That's bad. That's like going to elementary school at our age, and like we bring five of us, and then play like a group of 5 fourth graders, and we lose that game. I started this podcast off saying I shouldn't go near an elementary school with this mustache. Now I'm talking about similes involving elementary schools. Well, anyways, enough of that. Is there a hot take either of you want to give on the rest of the NFL season?
I'm gonna go just AFC Championship game right here. I kind of like Browns and Chargers. I think
Wow.
Herbert's been up and down a little bit, and I think he's starting to find himself again. And
Yeah.
Chargers are pretty good.
They're good.
Chiefs aren't looking good. I think they're going to take that division.
Yeah.
And Nick Chubb's back, so
Wow. That's
definitely on the Chubb train.
That's yeah. Okay. Here's the thing about Nick Chubb in one of my fantasy leagues. I'm so mad at this dude. I traded him because he was like, okay, wasn't doing that good. I'm not winning in this league. And the guy I traded him to, I played this week. And he starts, he drops in our league, he dropped 44 against me. That was the most disrespectful thing I've ever had happen to me. So that's a little rant on him. So I hate the Browns this year because of that. And Baker Mayfield being eyewash, even though Booth doesn't agree with me on that one.
I like Baker. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Even though I had him in fantasy one year and he kind of stunk when he was like a rookie or in his second year or something.
He was I think it was his second year. You were trying to fight the sophomore slump argument.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
It didn't work out.
Water under the bridge now. I'm a fan.
You're moving on.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think there's a lot of eyewash in sports. You know this. I said Giannis was crying just because he was trying to get a good Instagram pic. And I'll admit where I'm wrong. I think Baker Mayfield's one of the most eyewash, athletes in the world. But if he was on my team, I'd probably be all in on him. So I got to respect him in that sense while disrespecting him. I'm respectfully disrespecting him.
Who works harder than him? He's in like every other commercial.
I'll tell you who works harder
on
than
the field.
There's no question. Jameis Winston. Right? There you go.
But yeah, okay. Can't argue with that.
You want to hear my hot take?
Yeah.
Would love to.
I got a couple. I got two on the top of my head right now. 3 teams from the AFC West make the playoffs. I don't think that's very hot. I think the Broncos, Chiefs, and Chargers will all make playoffs. Denver's defense is really good, and they're really young. And I've been seeing a lot of stuff lately about them, and I watched a little bit of their game, and I actually like the way they play. I like their play styles on both sides of the ball. But they just need a quarterback, and I hope Drew Lock develops more, or even if it's Mr. Two Gloves or whoever. I hope it works out for them, but one of them hopefully becomes a future plan, and maybe that team can be back to being one of the best teams in the AFC, and that AFC West only getting better. Unfortunate for the Raiders, just everything that's happened this year. Not even going to touch in on the issue with Henry Ruggs. It's tragic on all parts. But 3 out of 4 teams make that. And then my other one is Seattle's going to make the playoffs. And Russell Wilson coming back. Defense is looking better, and some weak opponents coming up. I think the Seahawks make the playoffs.
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
I also have Seahawks making the playoffs as well, so that'd be good.
Here's the thing, because before Russ got hurt, I actually thought that through him playing, not even just a preseason prediction and all that hype, I thought he was looking like the MVP frontrunner. He just wasn't getting enough attention because the defense was struggling. Like his stats before he got hurt was like impressive touchdowns to pick. He threw his first pick in the game he got hurt in. So that's it. I mean, look at this. Like Packers, maybe without Rodgers, or maybe without Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be back. But then Washington, who I think has struggled and does not have a quarterback. The Niners aren't that good, and it's at home. Texans, Bears, Lions are all remaining on that schedule. And they're bound to upset someone. I feel like I feel like they take one of the two against the Cardinals, especially, Kyler Murray and D-Hop aren't guaranteed for this week. So who knows what the situation's like in week 11.
That's true. Why are the 49ers not performing this year?
They're banged up front. Like they're really hurt on the offensive line. And then I don't think that quarterback competition was good for their locker room morale, team chemistry, all that.
Yeah. I feel like they're still like overall decent, but I don't know. Their record is just not showing it.
They didn't look good this week.
Yeah.
And they haven't looked good in many weeks, it's weird. But I'm going to credit it to they're banged up on the front lines. So, because I thought they were going to be really good this year. I actually think I predicted them to win the NFC West before the season started. Because I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is really a bad quarterback.
No, he's not bad, but he's definitely not the answer.
I think part of it is their receiving core has really let them down this year, other than Debo. And then Kittle's having some injuries again, and it's just you don't really have a second tight end. The running game hasn't really. I mean, Mostert getting hurt week 1 kind of set the tone. Set the tone for fantasy for me in both my leagues. I'll tell you that. Again, just screwing me this year. But we don't gotta talk about that too much. I'll get sad because I actually Raheem Mostert's one of my favorite running backs in the NFL. But Booth, any hot takes from you, sir?
I think the Cardinals get the 1 seed, which is not the hot take, but they lose in the first round, which is my hot take.
Wow.
Well, not the first round, but their first game.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Why is that? Inexperience?
Inexperience. Yep. I think the bye week or whatever you want to call it is gonna kill their momentum, and then they're just gonna come out slow.
Yeah.
And get upset by someone with more experience than them.
I like that. There's a chance. I mean, it could be. Well, man. I mean, actually, no. They'd be playing a pretty good seed, which is like a 4 or 5 seed. Or there's some. The NFC is so good. So it's whoever you're playing is going to be really tough, unless like that 7 seed might be the only weak like non-team. That's
I think it's the Falcons right now, technically, but yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, the Falcons are playing way better than anyone thought coming into this year. Way better.
Yeah, even without Calvin Ridley, they're still like managing better than the Seahawks right now. So
yeah.
See.
Well, yeah. Man,
I think for the Seahawks, it's tough to make the playoffs when you blow games like they did against the Steelers and the Titans when Russell Wilson was healthy. So it just
defense. It was that defense.
Yeah, I'm not blaming him, but those 2 losses are just so tough to. It's going to make a huge difference in the standings at the end of the year.
Here's the only thing I gotta say. Even through some of the losses with Geno playing, and you can't say much about that. And honestly, Geno did a great job filling it. Ever since they cut Trey Flowers, they've been way better defensively. Ever since Trey Flowers has left the Seahawks, been saying it for years. Dude is the worst player ever. Seahawks defense has been way better. That dude sucked.
Can't agree more.
That's why I love this podcast. First off, this episode's probably pretty boring, honestly, because we're just talking about awards and players, and it's great that Brody's here, and I'm super happy about it. But this is why I love this podcast, because it doesn't matter if it's 3 people listening or 100 or 1 million. I can say Trey Flowers sucks, and I'm allowed to say it. And I hated him. I hated watching Seahawks play and watch Trey Flowers get dusted or cooked or not even know what side of the freaking field he was on. The fact that he's gone, even if the Seahawks are losing, I'm enjoying the games way more. That's a little rant. Sorry.
I mean, there's 22 guys on the field, and when he's on the field, he's the worst one. There's no competition.
Yes, thank you. He deserves Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, honestly, just how much offense he gives other teams. But yeah. Okay, let's just talk about something a little interesting, because it's gonna probably happen within the next. Maybe even the next 24 hours, or maybe even by the time we wake up tomorrow. What's up with Odell? Where does he sign? Do you want him on your team if you're, in competition, which are at least mine and Brody's is with Seattle. Actually, Booth, right? The Ravens are in that mix too, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Marquise Brown is playing well this year, but their wide receiver core is always one of the worst in the league.
Do you want him on your team? He's not a bad player.
I think if he comes in and is your wide receiver 1, yes. But for a team like Seattle with DK and Tyler Lockett as their 2 established receivers, we saw Josh Gordon not really get as much action when he was on the field with those 2 guys. So
he was hardly playing though with how much he was.
Yeah. But I mean, he was a talented guy as the 3rd receiver on the team. And we've seen that not really pan out. So I don't think necessarily you're looking to get a guy like Odell.
Yeah. I agree with that. If you like the Niners, I think that'd be a great fit for him. With how the struggling of Brandon Ayuk and, the injuries on the tight ends in the front, just get another weapon. Like in Seattle, they have a good system that works with DK and Tyler. But neither of them are selfish players, I think. I mean, DK makes a lot of attention towards himself physically in the game, but not outside the field. You don't hear much about him. And Freddie Swain or whoever is going to be that third option is like a good fit for them. But adding Odell, I don't think that it's really beneficial other than it allows Tyler Lockett to be in the slot full time.
I mean, he was upset he wasn't getting targets in Cleveland as Odell was upset.
Yeah, right.
So it's going to be even worse in Seattle.
Way worse.
Yeah, just the scheme.
And Russell's like great at dispersing the ball. Like I get it that he'll probably see more touches in Seattle. Part of it, I feel like he got to get open, and he honestly wasn't open that much.
You also got to be healthy, and he's never healthy.
Yeah. I like the Ravens. I like the 49ers. I even like the Patriots idea. Shoot, I like them going to the Chiefs. Honestly, they don't have a wide receiver too. The money thing is going to be the problem with a lot of these teams, I believe. Because if you're a free agent now, because he is now, then you start talking more financials and it gets harder. Does he sign? How did the contracts work? Do you guys know more about that than I do? Is there a minimum that has to be hit? Is there? I feel like Booth would know this more than you.
I know he negotiated something, but I don't know how it really works. There's something in his contract that had to do with him getting a certain amount of money if he was or wasn't picked off wires or the waiver wire.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've been trying to figure it out. I've really just been trying to look into where he would go. If the best player on the market, like he would be the best player on the market right now. You always say it doesn't matter what they do, what they play, like go get them. I don't think in terms of the Seahawks, because Bleacher Report tweeted that he wants to go there. I don't think it's the right fit, like what you need, even though he's available, like you don't need him. This is a hot take. You guys want to talk about hot takes? They're better off going for Damon Arnett or Arnetti, however you say his name, who just I'm serious here. I mean, honestly, you need a cornerback. It's been the biggest need for years, it feels like.
Yeah, they should have just signed Xavier Howard, honestly.
Yeah, where did David Arnett come from?
I mean, he just got released, right?
I don't even know who that is.
Have you not heard about it? It happened today, so I don't blame you. He is a former first-round draft pick for the Raiders, and I haven't really seen him. So maybe I shouldn't be going into this too much. Saw a clip of it, but he pretty much had guns and was making like threatening videos. So like if there's a way to get around that, and I don't want to make light of that. I don't want to make light of anything. The Raiders are so down bad, man.
I saw a stat today about him. It said he crashed 4 rental cars in 30 days.
Here's the thing about the Seahawks, though. They love those freaking dudes, man. Like, Pete Carroll wants them. John Schneider wants to put them in a freaking uniform and have them playing on Sundays because, like, somehow we save those guys. Everybody thinks Seattle saves these crooks and convicts because we got Marshawn Lynch to play for us and he freaking had a great career. Like, there's nothing we do. There's nothing. I don't want to say we. I'm not on the team. There's nothing Seattle does. But they're better off going after this guy and trying to save him than getting Odell Beckham Jr., honestly. They are. Figure out a way to make this turn into something PR related. Make him do some charity work. I don't know. And get him because we need a cornerback. I need to stop saying we. They need a cornerback more than they need. It goes all back. It's all full circle to Trey Flowers. Somehow this is going to work. But yeah, that's it. Other hot takes while we're here. The Jaguars win the Super Bowl. No, just kidding. All right.
Damon Arnett comes back and wins Defensive Player of the Year on the Seahawks. That's my hot take. 2022 is his year.
That's great. Oh man, is the Giant? Okay, really quick. Man, I gotta calm down after. Is the Giants' season over yet? They're starting. I'm impressed with them at 3-6. You said what? I'm serious.
They're still 3-6. I mean, I don't know.
3-6 in a poor division other than the Cowboys. So it's like you can sneak maybe a 9-8 season in there. The 7 seed is up for grabs at the NFC.
I mean, they're not going to get in over the Vikings, though. It's Daniel Jones. Come on now.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to know if it's over. I could ask if is the Bears season over at 3-5. If they lose tonight, is it over against the Steelers? Which currently they're down 14-0.
I think that 0 is a big indicator of why they won't be making the playoffs.
Well, hold up. Guess what? It's 4th and 1 right now at their own 45. So you don't know what's gonna happen.
I don't think they got it.
It's the second quarter too. That's all right. That's all right. Booth, do the Ravens hold on? Do they win the AFC North?
Yes.
Brody, do the Bills win the AFC East?
Oh yeah, I'll take the Bills.
You do.
I'm taking yesterday as a bad game.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. But 5-3, is that
Yeah, 5-3.
that's normal? That's okay for them to win the
And
division?
I think they can take it still
Okay.
because it's only the Patriots behind them. Then you got the Jets and the Dolphins, who probably aren't going to win a game anyways. So
Yeah, what's up with the Dolphins, honestly? What's the problem with them?
I have no answers.
I can't figure out, other than the running game, I can't figure out what the true problem is. It's not Tua, Booth. Sorry.
You're
I
the
hate to be-
fan.
I know. Oh, not. I mean, I am. Yes, I'd say they're my second team, but man, maybe I don't know.
Tua was average. He's not the whatever. He was drafted like the second best quarterback in the draft or the best quarterback in the draft. He's a game
Second.
manager. He's like nothing. He puts up okay numbers. It's not like
Okay,
anything special.
I think he's good. I think he's not bad. I don't know. I don't think they should be 2-7 and be in this position. Who has the first overall pick? Is it for sure the Lions?
Yeah.
Did the Lions
Yeah.
did the Lions win a game this year?
I'll say no just for the history and because it's funny.
I heard this.
I don't really want them to win a game anyways. So
I heard this today, and I'm gonna stick to it, and I'm gonna make it my prediction through credit along a different prediction. They win on Thanksgiving. That's gonna be their one win of the year. They beat the Bears on Thanksgiving.
That game's gonna be a snooze fest.
It's what time is it at? It's it's the 11:30 a.m. Central Time, so that's the 9:30 a.m. Pacific Time game, and it's purposely scheduled at that time. But yeah, okay, that's fair. Anything else before we end this? Because I feel like we ended this very well.
yeah, you guys think the Chiefs are going to make it in to the playoffs, or are they going to get booted this year?
They make it into the playoffs. They do.
They win the division.
I was gonna say that too. They won the division.
I said it first.
They're gonna sign David. They need a corner. They need a cornerback. They need a wide receiver. I think Odell.
They got Josh Gordon.
They don't have the money. I know they have Josh Gordon. You're right. Where does Odell sign? No one really said. We just talked. Where does he sign? Someone has to make a prediction because if you're right, it's big.
I guess I'll take Denver. They got like 3 middle of the road receivers. Odell could join that since he's like hurt half the time and whatnot. But
Yeah.
I feel like if he stays healthy, he could break away there with Judy working on opposite sides.
Sutton. I like their receiving core: Judy, Sutton, and then KJ Hamler.
Yeah. I mean, they got Tim Patrick also, but I don't know.
Booth, what do you think?
Why don't you go next?
Damn, I was hoping you'd go, but I'm gonna go. Ravens. I think he plays with Lamar, and I think that's like a connection thing. And honestly, I have no clue if they're even friends. I just made that up. Do they like each other?
I don't know.
Plus, you don't play in the AFC North and get back at your former team. I feel like he's the kind of guy to love to do that.
I don't know what their Cavs situation looks like, but the New Orleans Saints.
If Jameis was still healthy, I would say yes. Without a quarterback, I'd say no. But I like it. It's fair. That's it for today. That's all we got. Anything else? Last chance. Brody, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me. Had a good time.
It was
Talking
fun.
football.
We got some good laughs. It was a little like a different pace for us tonight, but I felt it was very casual and I liked it. So thank you.
Thank you.
And Booth, thank you for your ever glowing face and input that you bring to the show.
Oh yeah, it's always a pleasure.
Sign us out today, will you?
Yeah, it's been fun. I'll see you next week at this time. And Brody, I will see you eventually.
All right. See you later, guys.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.